Okay, so good to be back. In today's video, we're going to look at the touch command. So the touch command creates an empty file and can also be used to change file timestamps. Requires the name and the location of the file. If the file already exists at the specified location, it updates the timestamp of that file. Another way to look at it, touch is an application that changes the last modified time of a file. If the file name that it is given does not exist yet, it creates a file of that name as a new and empty file. All right, so let's jump into our terminal and get this working. All right, so I'm going to pwd Linux using a file system, and so it starts from the root. And so currently I'm inside the root, inside a directory called home, and inside a directory called settings. So if I ls to list the files that are inside here, you guys can actually see what is here. All right, so touch command. So we can touch and then the name of the file. So I'm going to create a file called file2. So if you are creating a new file, we just touch and the name of the file. So you can see currently in this directory, I don't have a file called file2, and so that's why I specified here. I could also specify a location, an absolute location, or a relative location where I want to create the file. But for now, as of now, if you pass in the name like this, you are saying create it in the current directory. So if I press enter and ls now, you can see up here we have file2 that we've just created. Right, so this is one way of using the touch command. But of course, there is another purpose for the touch command, which is updating timestamps. And what are timestamps anyway? So let me start. We want to see the statistics of any given file. So we created a file called file2. So you can actually see these are the statistics: the name of the file, file2, the size, the blocks occupied, and is it a regular file, the links, and all this information. But down here we have access, modify, and change. Or these are the timestamps: time we accessed it, the time we modified it, and yeah. So why is this important? Yeah, so let's say you have sensitive documents on your computer and somebody tampers with these documents. You can come and look up these timestamps. You can check. And so, yeah, you have access to this information. That's how important timestamps are. You might also want to change your own timestamps on your files for certain reasons. You might want to match a certain file, or whatever reason it could be. But there are good reasons why you might want to do it. All right, so let's see how you can change these timestamps. Let me ls. And let's see, I have a new file here. Let me ls. I want to long list so that we can see the timestamps for all these files. So where is new? It's up here. Oh, this one. Let me see. Yeah, let me use player 3 here, which was on March 11. Yeah, so I could touch player 3 here. So since this file already exists, it's not going to create a new file. It's just going to update the timestamp. But before I do that, let me start so that you guys can see the difference. Let me start player 3. I want the statistics, and so you can see 11, 11, 11, right? At this time, 17, 20, 17, 19, 17, 19. So now I can touch player 3. Because player 3 already exists, it's going to update these times. So if I start again, let me just go up. So now you can see this information has changed. Initially, before I used this touch command, the timestamp was on 11 March, right? And now I have used this touch command. Now the timestamps have been updated, as you guys can see. This is how you update all these three, right? The access, the modify, and the change. If you want to update only the access time, that's where you can use the A flag. If you want to change the modification time, you can use the M flag. But of course, both of these will affect the change time. You can try and experiment with that information and see how it works. So basically, this is how you use the touch command. So You can use it to create new files. You can also use it to update timestamps. If you want to create multiple files here, you can also do that. Let me ls here. So I want to create a file, file 3, file 4, and file 5. So I could touch file 3, which I don't have. I can also create file 4, which I don't have, and I can also create a file 5, which I don't have. So make sure you put spaces in between your file names. And if I press enter, ls now, you can see all these files have been created, file 1 up to file 5. But I don't need those, so I'm going to remove them. I will just say file and then the asterisk. This is a wildcard. It's saying remove any file that has got file with something in front. And so if I press enter, ls now, you can see all those files have been removed. Right, so basically this is how you use the touch command. Touch. If you want more information about the touch command, you can use the manual pages. So man, short for manual, and then touch, the touch command. And so it's manual and then the name of the command that you want to look up. If you press enter, and then you get access to this information, which tells you what the command does and the flags that you can pass, how you can use that particular command. So touch changes file timestamps. So it has a description, and these flags that I was talking about, you can look them up, you can try them, experiment. So basically that's it. All right, so if you do have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Like the video, remember to subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in our next tutorial. For now, I'm out. Bye bye.